All right, 450 is on the table. The next stage is to make this thing a little bit safer, nicer. So we have some new Honda fork boots here. That is gonna occupy that space and make it look a lot better. We have some new Honda fork seals. That is gonna occupy that space and make it leak a lot less fluid. And then we have some grips, and that is gonna allow us to get rid of these carburetor things. It's like a cancer to society. And then we have an RK chain to go on the back of this thing because it's an old bike, it needs a chain. But yeah, Seth is gonna go ahead and get going on this thing. We're gonna time lapse this, and we should be on the road here in a few hours.
Oh no. Mistakes have been made.
We got the little drip pan.
No.
So confused by this fork. I didn't expect it to be this style and be like the advanced one, you know?
Ew.
Goop. Some freshly rebuilt perfect forks. They did actually, I mean, they cleaned up really well down there. It looks nice.
Thank you.
New fork boots, new fork seals. So these things are ready to go on. Surprisingly, normally what you encounter with these things, in between here and here is a rubber seal, and in that area is just pitted all the heck on these forks normally, and these were super clean. So not surprising given the rest of the bike's condition. But yeah, I know he's got two zip ties right here. I know he's got a zip tie here and a zip tie here just to keep these things from falling off. But yeah, clip those things and easy install. All right, we're cutting this dang grip off. These stupid things. Oh, yes. Okay. I'll take that. I could grip glue it, I could brake clean it, or I could compressor it. Okay, well, brake clean it is. Perfect.
Now, even though we got the bike running without cleaning the carburetors, we did decide to go ahead and take them off and pull them apart and give them a good cleaning just because we did have the parts on hand already. So we did that, cleaned up the surrounding areas on the bike just for peace of mind, and then got it back together. And after getting to ride it a little bit, the bike actually left me stranded due to the clutch actuator being a little bit sticky. The clutch cable was stuck in the pulled position, meaning I couldn't move forward. So I was stranded on the side of the road for just a little bit while I worked to get the cable unstuck and get on my way.
All right. We're having some issues with a sticky clutch actuator here. I'd say that's a big part of it right there. So I'm going to take this apart, thoroughly clean it, and lube it back up, throw it back together, and that should be the majority of our issue. Ooh, looks like we had some chain wear there too. That's interesting. Got this thing cleaned up. Got that thing cleaned up. There's a little bit less goo in that general region now, so that's nice. Now all we gotta do is reassemble and lubricate. Paper towels are your best friend at this particular moment. All right, I got this thing nice and lubricated. Just about to throw it back together. So I got that collar sitting in the cover, and this grease dirt needs to line up with the groove in this cam. That way the grease can get to the shaft and do all the stuff that it needs to do. There's a groove in the case cover that aligns with that notch as well to help you identify that. But now that I've got it lined up and where I need it to be, I'm going to put the retainer in place. Maybe. Aha, got it. Lock that down and reinstall the cable. That there. That there. And there we go. Much better. And we can't forget this little ball that sits in there and rides on that shaft. Actually, I'm going to throw a little grease on that too. Now we'll just slip everything into place. After we lose our ball. That was the fun part of trying to get everything to line up the way you had it. Oh, yeah, that wasn't too bad. There we go. I'm going to get everything bolted up and in place. Check the adjustment of the cable, make sure everything is jiving good. And we will view the final results in a moment. I think I got her dialed in. It feels really good. I know initially I didn't have any engagement, so I had to roll the cam down a little bit, which you undo this lock bolt and then you turn it clockwise to decrease free play and counterclockwise to increase. But after a little bit of extra adjustment, it feels real good. Nice and smooth, consistent. I'm pretty happy with that.
Several days later.
Today, we got ourselves a bit of an issue with Mr. 450. So BJ was riding it not too long ago and realized that whenever he went to hit the turn signal, the bike would stall out, and come to find out it's drawing too much load, battery isn't holding a charge correctly, thinking there's an issue with the regulator rectifier. But while we're at it, we're going to check the stator, make sure everything ohms out and is in good condition. So I'm going to look at some numbers here, get this all set up and ready to go, and we'll see what it looks like. Got the stator plug pulled out. The wires are pretty faded. I couldn't tell what was what, so I referred to the diagram and made a couple of references here. So according to the manual, between yellow and pink, resistance needs to be about 1.1 ohms. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got continuity and 1.1 on the money. Perfect. And then white and pink should be 0.55. So let's see here. There we go. Yeah, 0.4. It's It's wandering a little bit, but definitely not a abundance of resistance, which is good. All right, so we have verified that our stator is good. Preemptively, we went ahead and bought some real generic reg rectifiers off of Amazon. And our goal is to just go ahead and update this old system with a more modern, easier to source solution. So I'm gonna go through the process of removing the old regulator rectifier system and converting it to a more modern unit. All right, so to do this conversion, battery box has to come out, which isn't too hard. Just gotta disconnect the starter solenoid, disconnect the regulator and the rectifier, obviously. 3 bolts and she pops right out. So now I'm gonna get started on removing the old unit and mounting up our new unit and getting all the wiring situated, which I'll go through momentarily. So this is a generic unit off of Amazon, and currently the way it's pinned out is not going to work on our bike, but that's no big deal. The wires themselves will work. We just have to unpin this connector and make a 4-pin connector like it is on the bike right now, which is not hard at all. Just need a thin screwdriver to pop these tabs down. Easy as that. And these are smaller than what are currently on the bike, so I got to cut these ends off and instead put the proper spade receiver on there. All right, so now that these guys have the spade connectors on, just got to pin it out to match as it is on the bike.
A few moments later.
All right, now we got a beautiful, applicable to our machine block connector. The only thing left is for this 12-volt reference wire to be hooked into the harness. Now there is a point where the old system used to hook up that we can just tap this into. So I'm going to put a female connector on here, or male connector, because I think it's female on the bike. But anyway, that way we can tap right into the harness, and then it's literally as easy as plugging this in and things work. And we're not going to forget to put our sleeve on first, because I've done that more times than I can count. Beautiful. Oh, also, I'm going to mount this in the old one's location, the rectifier that is, and the holes are off by just a little bit. So I'm going to file out these, just make them a tad bigger, and then it should bolt right up. Look at that. Got a nice factory mounted brand new regulator. So I'm going to get to work reinstalling this, rerouting the wiring, and hooking everything up. And just like that, we got our new system installed. So I'm gonna get this thing off the lift, get it out back, and we're gonna see what kind of voltage we're putting out now.
So in here, we've got Seth working on the 450, and we've been having a few little kind of troubles out of this thing out of nowhere. I went to ride this thing and the battery was dead, which is kind of unnormal or unnatural for this thing.
It's very unnormal.
Yeah. So anyway, I did go ahead and buy some small, like single regulator rectifier units, and Seth went ahead and got one on, as you saw, but this thing is still not charging. So what do you think is going on, or what are you finding?
Well, the battery is stone cold dead. There's nothing left in it. So putting it on a trickle charger, gonna get it charged and make sure the battery doesn't have a dead cell and that everything's good on that end. Now I'm supplementing a different battery, going to see with a known good battery if it holds a charge.
Is this the one on the bike you just bought?
No,
Oh.
it's out of my challenge bike.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so and that's definitely a possibility, like the other battery just having a dead cell and not taking a charge, because whenever this thing started giving me trouble, having the bike running, revving it up, it was only outputting like up to, I think, 10 volts or something like that. And then, you know, it just wouldn't charge. You couldn't keep it running. Because it was weird. We went to go for a ride, and I'm pulling out of the place, and as soon as I hit the turn signal, it just killed the bike. And I thought that was going to be like a bad wiring issue, but I just think it just didn't have enough voltage to run the ignition and the turn signal.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're going to test this thing out, and hopefully it does something. If it was just a battery, that would be great. But yeah, maybe we got a pin crossed on that regulator rectifier or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. All right, let's see what this thing does. I think the lens is fogging up.
It's a little humid out.
It's so muggy out today. It is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Oh no, the lens is absolutely fogging up. Yeah, I haven't figured out the secret to starting this one yet.
There's not much.
Yeah, I hate the kickstart. It goes like halfway through its throw before it does anything. I don't know why that is. Nope, got a little pop out of that one.
Come on.
Are you off choke, full choke? What are you at?
I was full. I'm gonna take it off.
Yeah, go off. Sometimes it likes it without it. Ooh, she's gonna go.
Come on.
It's only because I'm recording. We know the rules.
Yeah.
You want me to do it now that you got it warmed up?
Yeah, have at it.
You know it's gonna go first kick now, just because you've already got it where it wants to be.
I might throw a fit if it does.
It sounds good. That's weird, flashes aren't flashing.
It wouldn't idle for me before.
That actually sounds pretty good. The throttle response, that's way better.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet we were fighting that issue for a while.
I had to keep it at a quarter throttle the whole time I rode it the other day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now we gotta shut it off.
I hope it takes you 20 kicks to start it again.
You got it warmed up for me. You fell for that one.
It is too hot to be doing all that.
It is, guys, it is sticky out. You saw I had to just wipe the lens off because of how muggy it is. I have no idea. I hate keys on the left side. You know, I saw a post on Amateur Cafe Racer builders on Facebook. It was like, what kind of odd things do you guys do to your bikes when you build them? One thing I always do, or typically always do, is put my ignition switch on the right, because I like it in my right hand. I like having my ignition control on the right, obviously for kill switch, but I also like having the key over there. I don't know.
It was at 9.4 when I checked it, when I put it in.
9.8. That's all it was doing before. Wait, now it's over 12.
Okay, that's more normal.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, now we're good.
So it did work.
Yeah. It sounds so much better. That throttle is great.
Oh yeah.
It's like noticeably different. So I will go take that battery to O'Reilly's today and we will get her exchanged. That's awesome.
Cool.
That feels different.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the Amazon special regulator worked pretty well, eh?
You know, I think you really made a solid pick in that one, just because it comes with a damn keychain. Did you show them?
I did not, but I'll have to include that.
We gotta show them keychain. It's like what, $9?
$9.
The cheapest one out there.
Quite literally, if you filter from lowest to highest, it's the first one that pops up.
I mean, legitimately, what sold us was the keychain.
Pretty much. The keychain was worth it, honestly.
Yeah, because we tried it on. You bought it for your 350 originally.
Yeah, which
And
that's also working quite well still. So
that was weird. So yeah, it was just taking a little bit to kind of get that battery filled up over 9-10 volts, but that very quickly went up to 12. So
yeah.
hard to convey on camera how different that throttle feels. It felt decent before, but now it's very crisp and very sharp. So we definitely have better ignition power, which is cool.
For sure.
Well, we got the seat off of the 450 here. So it is time to address the cover that's on it. And for that, it was about 50-50 in the comments, but we did end up going and getting just a regular kind of just stock replacement cover. So we gotta figure out how to get these things apart and get this thing back on. I literally have no idea how to do this. We're gonna
About to find out.
try to figure it out. So we did get one that comes with a strap too, but black tape, is what it is. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put this thing on, and then I don't know if you guys will have seen this video when it comes out, but we just bought a bunch of bikes, one of which was another CB450, and that bike has some nice stock mufflers. So we're actually going to swap those things on to the other 450, and that's going to save us a little bit of cost on buying some aftermarket mufflers, which would be good.
Oh. Gross. Got the 450 on the lift. Got these stock 450 pipes off of the 450 we picked up the other day. So the plan is we'll go ahead and swap these aftermarkets out with something that looks a little more original and time correct for period correct, not time correct. Close enough. But yeah, pop these guys off and get to work getting these things fitted. Shouldn't be too hard. Hit them with some WD-40 and steel wool and they look about brand new. Much easier. There we go. Yeah. And that's one side.
Well, I told you guys we were gonna do the seat, and I know we bought the seat cover, but it is just not a possibility at this point. So the new cover's down there, but upon taking the old one off, this pan is just rotten. And the issue is like these little tabs, I mean, that will break off. You know, that's not gonna hold any tension. So the labor involved with trying to like make a new rail on that side with some tabs and then fit the seat cover, just totally not worth it.
Way too much work.
So we just bought that other 450 and you know, it has a good seat on it. Yeah. But it has a much better seat on it. I'll say maybe not the goodest, but anyway, that's gonna go on the bike and we're just gonna be done with it, you know? We've already got the mufflers off that thing and we're just, you know what? It is what it is. We wanna ride this thing.
Yeah, ready for 450 stuff.
Yeah. Here, just watch it through the camera.
Yeah, that helps.
Am I helping?
Yeah. Actually, then I got it immediately after you did that, so I guess you did help. Crispy.
Crusty or crispy?
Yes.
Well guys, this has been a very fun revival. This thing has been a total sweetheart. I knew I had to have it after I originally got the pictures of it, and I really am a fan of 450s. These are a great balance between maybe like a CB350 and then anything that's like inline four, getting into CB550s and things like that. They have a lot more torque and they're just really fun to ride. And it has just been awesome to have here in the shop and play around with, take to lunch here and there. But it is gonna go off to a new home. Now I think of any bike we've done, this one has come back to life the easiest. It seemed like it was a really well-maintained bike in the past. Not much had to be changed on this thing. But as you can see, we do have some stock mufflers on it as well as this seat, which made sense because we didn't need to spend a ton of labor on doing that seat cover with the rotten pan when we could just slap this thing on there and just be good to go. I would like to keep all of the bikes, but you know, we do a lot of these things so we can flip them and just, you know, get them on to the next owner. So whoever gets this bike next is gonna have a great vintage machine that should be a lot of fun. Now, of course, we're selling this one, but it's definitely not the last 450 you will see. I do have one in the back here that will be like an adventure or old school kind of vintage scrambler build. So I don't know, I don't have any kind of ETA with that one. It's gonna be a couple years down the line. But, you know, we'll say bye to this one for now. Really enjoyed this revival. It's just been a lot of fun. But that's going to wrap it up for this video and this bike. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you would, check out some other videos on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll look for you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Off to its new home. It's gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah, it'll have a good home. Like I said, we just want to do it. Want to get my other son involved, and just all three of us go for a ride on CB450s.
Yeah, 3 450s all at the same time. I better be seeing pictures.
Yeah.